you suffer from being ugly but also training jiu-jitsu? If so, this is the video for you. Let's break down some open mat submissions and some sweeps. Starting off here, I fall to my back because I'm lazy and fat. I make my initial grips and so does my partner. I have that sleeve grip on the far side and I should be breaking this collar grip. He uses that grip to get close, so I use this knee shield to center us up. I have the belt and I have a wrist, there's my butterfly hook, and now we sweep him on over. Remember guys, the wrist and the butterfly hook should be on opposite sides and then you can go for that sweep. Here he takes an underhook, so I grab his pinky and I go under his arm for that straight arm bar. Again we reset, I try this little dummy sweep, I feed the belt underneath his leg, I have a collar grip, shin to shin, and we elevate off. If I was coaching myself here, I would tell myself to stop being such a bitch and to wrestle up. Instead, I try to load him up. Oh my god, I can't talk. I try to load him overhead, but I decide to go for the berimbolo instead. I do a lazy berimbolo, so he ends up on his back and I ends up driving on top. I take a butterfly hook here, but I get too high and he bridges me over, and I hit him with the Uno reverse card, Nana and a boo boo, I'm stronger than you. On this far side, we can't see it, but I'm going to the case of Katami, and I put his hand between my legs and I push it down for the straight arm bar. Big people things rule. I catch collar sleeve here and I bring my foot from the outside all the way down to his shin, and I off balance him looking for my triangle choke. He captures my shin, so we force to the omoplata. Here we are, we're sitting up. I'm trying to pull his lapel out to show something that I did during class and I taught the other week, but instead I decide to come all the way up to mount, having his arm shelved on my thigh like this. I try to hook his neck for the armbar and it fails, so I decide to step over for the far side, and now all I have to do is pin his wrist to my chest. I lean forward and there's the tap. Again, we're starting here. This time I didn't really make a good grip, so he ends up passing initially, and then I get that spider hook on the far side. He doesn't defend, so I lace up the triangle. I lift my hips, push his arm across, lift my hips, push his arm across. I grab my shin, foot on the hip, and now we adjust the triangle choke. Both hands on the head once it's laced, and we get the tap. Remember guys, once they make grips on you, you need to make grips on them. Now I'm doing it, I'm being more active in my guard. Again, we're back to the collar sleeve. Again, collar sleeve, shin to shin. It's a good counter to that combat base. And here I do black belt things where I push on his elbow and his wrist for the wrist lock. A couple times now we've seen me go to that collar sleeve when they go shin to shin, that combat base. I just open them up and I hunt submissions. We're resetting here, we're centered up. I have lasso on the far side, and I find my foot in his shoulder. This means I can go for triangle chokes and omoplatas. I don't know why I didn't go for a triangle here. I think my brain just completely fucking shut down. So we decide to bail and go to a knee shield here. In half guard, I frame the knee, and I get to my knee shield, and I extend from my hip to recenter myself a little bit so we can reset this position. He falls back on an ankle lock, and I grab the top of his foot. Very important. Top of their foot. We pull on their upper body and then we back step around the single leg X. I go for a thumb down grip because my middle finger on my hand is very, very injured. I'm a big pussy. Here, the lapel is already near his neck, so I just kind of feed it, his own lapel, and I start walking around for this ninja style choke. He starts defending it very well. I circle all the way around, and now I'm looking for the other collar, and he spins back, and I hit him with the, no you don't, here it comes again, baby. It fails again, and the timer runs out. Next partner here, he's in nogi, I'm in yeski. He makes pant grips, I start to break the grips, and I go to the nogi version of De La Hiva where I hook under the leg. He falls back on an ankle lock. Look at this again, I grab the top of the foot, I turn my chest away, and I come on up. I don't let it go until I feel safe. Now I let it go, now I C-clamp the inside and the back of that heel, and we hit another back step from single leg X. I step into mount when he bumps, I try to arm crush him, and as he pulls his elbow away, I spin on an arm bar, and we catch the tap. I know what you guys are thinking. Coach, isn't this guy younger than 18? Isn't this child abuse? Yes, it is, and I enjoy it. He tries to jump around me, and we end up in his close guard. We stand up, and I take my head all the way towards the ceiling, and I start pushing on that knee. I'm getting ready to push my hips forward the second his guard opens. His guard opens, I throw my hips forward, I bend my knees, and I'm trying to get those C-clamps on those feet and those legs, but he's being real fast about it. He enters De La Hiva, and I push that knee through for a little knee slice. He bridges me over, and now I fall back on an ankle lock, again because I'm fat and lazy. I lace up a Kimura style figure 4 ankle lock grip where I can bridge backwards. And right here, see, he should be reaching back and grabbing my right heel and pushing it towards my face, but he's reaching for my hands, and this is just a futile battle. I end up going belly down and getting the ankle lock. Now we start standing. I go overhook, I grab the head, and I go for a little foot sweep. I have his wrist here, so I go collar drag, arm drag, sorry, he's not wearing a gi. I pick him up, I let him know I could end his life right here, and I gently let him down as I jump over the top. I end up on the far side of the body to prevent the finish of the guillotine. And again, if I was coaching myself here, I'd tell myself, use your right knee to free your arm, because he has an arm in guillotine. I didn't do that, so I end up scrambling in this wrestle up position here. I have his foot caught between my legs, and I have a little body lock right now. I'm gonna end up going around his neck here with this body lock, and what I want to do is stand up and keep my weight on his hand so I can do a flying triangle. And I know what you're thinking, should you flying triangle a child? Yes, I should. But he stands up with me, so I do a little throw, and we land in side control. Once we're here, I'm trying to underhook that forearm, looking for Kimuras and arm bars, but he's doing a really good job pinching my head with his knees. From this position, I'm sprawling myself out, using my weight. I try to wrist lock him, but he's flexible and young. I go for the Americana, and I step into mount. Here, I try to use my own gi to my advantage, because I'm wearing a gi and he's not. I gotta show him that the gi is dominant. He bridges here to defend the Americana, and that's what allows me to take this underhook on this right side. Now I'm using my weight, God's gifts, and I'm trying to crawl up to higher mount, higher mount, higher mount. I'm causing pressure, trying to use my weight. I should be lower here, and I should be under this elbow with my bicep. There we go, I catch it, and right here, he removes his arm and pushes on my knee. As he does this, I tuck his arm into his chest, and I step over for the mounted triangle. And catch the tap. We restart standing here, and I have this overhook. I go for this ankle pick, and I don't drive into my partner, so he doesn't go down. He picks my leg up, and I'm using my shin across his thigh to help defend the single. He goes a step across to throw me, and I'm trying to use that shin to hold distance. I go for the ankle pick, but I fall forward because I'm fat. From here, I'm looking for this knee bar. I'm looking to separate his legs, and I'm looking to pull his heel all the way up to my armpit to finish the knee bar, which is my preferred style of finish. I catch the heel, I put it behind my armpit, I grab my own thigh, and I slowly start hipping in and attacking the child's leg. Again, we're in single leg X here. Because he doesn't have his foot on my hip, I'm just going to look to back step, and there we go. Again, from here, my partner's looking for an underhook on this far side, so I just grab his hand, his fingers, I wedge my arm under his elbow, and then we get the straight arm bar. Let me know if you guys like this style of video commentary and breakdown. And as always, till next time, let's get it.